Many people live their whole lives thinking they are separate from what they think and feel. They believe there is someone inside them, sitting like a controller, watching the body, the emotions, the thoughts, and making decisions. But when you really start paying attention to yourself, not through imagination or belief, but through direct experience, you start noticing that something is not quite right with that idea. Let's say you feel angry. You say, "I am angry." But look closer. Where is this I? Is it in your head, in your chest, in your name, in your memories? Or is it just a word you are using without knowing what it really means? As you go deeper into watching your inner world, it becomes more and more clear that the person you thought was you is actually made of thoughts, just like any other thought. It is not watching from a distance. It is not separate. The observer, the one who thinks he or she is watching, is also part of the same mind. It is like a shadow trying to stand outside the body. The truth is much simpler and more beautiful. There is no separate observer. What you call the observer is simply another movement of the mind. In reality, the observer and the observed are one and the same. When this is seen, observation becomes something very deep and silent. Most of the time, our mind is too busy to really see anything. It jumps from one idea to another, always judging, always comparing, always labeling. It never just watches. When you see a tree, your mind says, "That's a tree. Maybe it's a mango tree. I saw one like that last week." But this is not seeing. This is remembering. The mind is not present. It's moving through time. Real observation happens when there is no noise in the mind. You simply look, without thought. The tree is there, and you are there, and in that moment of stillness you are not separate. You and the tree are part of the same experience. There is no boundary between you and what you are observing. This is what we miss every day, the simple miracle of looking without interference. And this miracle is not only for trees or birds or sunsets. It applies to your own mind too. To observe your own mind means to watch your thoughts without becoming them. It is like watching someone speak without interrupting. The thought may say, "I am not good enough," and your usual reaction would be to agree, to argue, or to suppress it. But if you are observing, you don't do any of that. You just notice it. Here is a thought saying, "I'm not good enough." You don't believe it. You don't fight it. You don't try to replace it with a positive thought. You simply see it as it is, just a sound in your head, just a movement in your memory. And in that seeing, the thought begins to lose its grip. It becomes like a movie playing on a screen. You can enjoy it or ignore it, but you no longer think it's real life. This is the power of observation. It breaks the illusion of being inside the thought. Let's take a very practical situation. You're stuck in traffic. You're late for work. People are honking. Your mind starts shouting, "Why does this always happen to me? Life is so unfair." Usually this thought pulls you in. You get irritated, stressed, maybe even angry. But if you're practicing observation, something changes. You feel the tension in your body, the tightness in your chest, the pressure in your head, and you become aware of it. You say to yourself, not in words but through awareness, "Ah, stress is rising. Thoughts of blame are coming." You don't try to stop it. You just notice it, like you would notice dark clouds in the sky. You don't panic. You don't take it personally. You become a witness to your own reactions. And surprisingly, just by watching, the storm starts to pass. You may even smile at your mind, seeing how quickly it creates suffering out of a simple situation. You realize you are not your thoughts. You are the space in which thoughts come and go. This observation can go even deeper. You can start to see not only the content of thoughts, but the structure of how they move. Thoughts are connected like a chain. One thought leads to another. One memory triggers a desire. One comment creates a reaction. Your friend says something critical, and suddenly you remember every mistake you ever made. But when you observe, you begin to break the chain. You catch the first thought before it multiplies. You watch how the mind brings old pain into the present. You see how a single word can bring years of sorrow back. But now you are not trapped in the story. You are watching the mind like a scientist watches an experiment. You are seeing the patterns, the same patterns that have repeated for years. And this awareness brings freedom, not because the mind has stopped, but because you are no longer fooled by it. To observe your emotions, the process is the same. Let's say you feel lonely. Most people try to escape loneliness. They turn on the TV, scroll through their phone, call someone, eat food, or distract themselves in 100 ways. But if you want to observe, you have to stay with it. Sit down. Don't run away. Feel the loneliness in your body. Where is it? Is it heavy? Is it cold? Does it have a shape, a color, a voice? Does it want something? Maybe attention, love, safety? Ask yourself, not with words, but with your presence. And just sit with it, like you would sit with a scared child. The amazing thing is, when you do this, loneliness starts to change. It stops being a monster. It becomes an experience, something that can be felt, understood, and allowed. And often beneath that feeling you discover something even deeper, a sense of stillness, a soft silence, a quiet space that was hidden behind the noise. This is not a theory. This is something you can experience for yourself if you give it time. Try this simple practice. Every morning before you start your day, sit quietly for 5 minutes. Don't do anything, just sit and watch. Watch your breath, your thoughts, your feelings, your sensations. Don't try to meditate. Don't try to be spiritual. Just be. You will notice that thoughts come without your permission. Some are small and meaningless. Others are strong and emotional. But don't follow them. Don't try to stop them. Just watch like you are watching traffic from a balcony. The more you watch, the more distance you create. Not a distance of separation, but a distance of clarity. You begin to see the mind as it is, a flow of energy, constantly changing, never still. And you begin to realize something very deep. You are not the content of the mind. You are the space in which the content appears and disappears. You are the sky, not the weather. And when you live from this understanding, life becomes lighter. You don't take things so personally. You don't react automatically. You begin to respond with awareness. Someone insults you. Instead of firing back, you feel the hurt, observe the thought, and then decide how to act. Maybe you speak firmly. Maybe you walk away. But whatever you do, it comes from understanding, not from habit. This is true intelligence. This is true freedom. Observation gives you the power to live wisely, kindly, and deeply. Even in your relationships, this changes everything. Instead of trying to control others, you observe your own reactions. You notice when you're becoming defensive, when your ego is hurt, when your expectations are not met. You don't blame the other. You look inside and see what's moving. And slowly, this awareness softens you. You become more patient, more compassionate, more real. You stop needing others to make you happy, because you have discovered how to meet yourself fully. You have become a friend to your own mind, not a prisoner of it. So, who is observing? In the beginning, it feels like someone inside you is watching. But the deeper you go, the more you see. That watcher is not a person. It is not separate from what is being watched. It is not an I. It is just pure seeing, without a center, without a controller, without division. In that pure seeing, everything becomes one movement. The thought, the feeling, the body, the sound, the silence, all flow together. And you are not outside of it. You are the seeing itself. You are not watching life. You are life, becoming aware of itself. You don't need to believe this. You don't need to read books or follow gurus. Just begin with watching. Start small. Watch your breath. Watch a bird. Watch the rising of anger. Watch the falling of desire. And slowly, naturally, without effort, the truth reveals itself. Not in words, but in the silent space of being. And in that space, there is nothing to fix, nothing to change. There is only understanding. And from that understanding, love flows. Not love based on need or fear, but love that simply is, because you have seen clearly. And when you see clearly, everything is sacred.